Imagine standing in a small workshop in northern Italy, surrounded by carbon fiber panels, hand-stitched with aluminum bolts, each one torqued by a single craftsman who signs his name on the part before it ships. Now imagine that this workshop produces maybe 20 cars a year, and each one of those cars can hit 60 miles per hour before you've finished reading this sentence. That's not marketing. That's the Pagani Huayra. And today, we're going deep into what actually happens when you push this machine to its absolute edge. Let's start from the beginning, because the story of the Huayra is not just a story about a car. It's a story about obsession. Horacio Pagani grew up in Argentina dreaming about cars, not just driving them, understanding them, building them. He wrote a letter to Lamborghini as a teenager asking for a job. They said no. He wrote again. They said no again. He eventually packed up his life and moved to Italy with almost nothing, landing a role at Lamborghini working on composite materials, helping develop carbon fiber technology used on the Countach. But Horacio wanted more. He wanted to build his own masterpiece. In 1992, he founded Pagani Automobili. 9 years later, the world saw the Zonda. And then in 2011, they unveiled the Huayra. The name comes from Huayra Tata, the Andean god of wind in Quechua mythology. Horacio wanted the car to feel like it was born from the air itself, and when you look at what's under the hood, you start to understand why. The heart of the Huayra is a 6.0-liter twin-turbocharged V12 built by Mercedes-AMG. Not borrowed, not adapted. Custom-built specifically for Pagani. The original Huayra produced 720 horsepower and 737 pound-feet of torque. That alone would be enough for most people. But Pagani is not most people. When they released the Huayra BC in 2016, named after Benny Caiola, Horacio's closest friend, and the man who bought the very first Zonda, they pushed that engine to 789 horsepower. And when the Huayra Roadster BC arrived, the number crossed 800. 802 to be precise. The Huayra Roadster BC weighs just 2,785 pounds, lighter than a Toyota Corolla. So you're talking about a power-to-weight ratio that puts it in the same conversation as cars, costing 5 times more. 0 to 60 in under 2.8 seconds. Top speed of 238 miles per hour. But those are numbers on a page. What actually happens at those speeds is a different story entirely. The Huayra was one of the first production cars in the world to feature active aerodynamics. 4 individual flaps, 2 at the front, 2 at the rear, move independently based on speed, steering input, and braking force. They are constantly working, constantly calculating, constantly keeping this machine from wanting to kill you. At high speed, the downforce generated by those flaps combined with the sculpted underbody creates a situation where the car is pushed harder into the road the faster you go. Most cars lose stability at speed. The Huayra finds it. The chassis is made from carbotitanium, a weave of carbon fiber and titanium that Pagani developed themselves. It weighs almost nothing. It's stiffer than almost everything. The entire monocoque structure flexes by less than 1 millimeter under extreme lateral load. That's not a car chassis, that's a surgical instrument. But here's what makes the Huayra genuinely different from a Lamborghini, from a Ferrari, even from a Bugatti Chiron. When you buy a Bugatti Chiron, you're buying the product of a corporation. Engineers with spreadsheets, board approval, brand strategy. When you buy a Pagani, you're buying something Horacio Pagani personally signed off on. Every single detail. The way the air vents are shaped, the font on the gauges, the leather wrapping around the shift paddles. There are more individual components in a Huayra interior than in most aircraft cockpits. Pagani made just 100 units of the original Huayra. 100. for the entire world. Each started at around $2.4 million. Every single one was spoken for before the car reached production. When they released the Huayra BC, they made just 20 of them. 20 cars, global allocation. And still, people were fighting for the chance to hand over more than $2.5 million for one. So what actually happens when you push 800 horsepower to its limit in a car that weighs barely more than nothing? You enter a completely different relationship with physics. The car doesn't feel violent the way a muscle car does. What it does is compress time. The distance between where you are and where you're going collapses so fast, your brain struggles to keep up. Drivers who have pushed the Huayra on closed circuits describe something close to sensory overload. The V12 building through the rev range, the steering communicating every grain of tarmac through your palms, the car loading into a corner and releasing on exit like a coiled spring letting go. It is, by every account, unlike anything else that can be legally driven on public roads. And yet, in the middle of all that speed and precision, the Huayra remains a piece of art. The exposed bolts, the titanium stitching in the leather, the instrument cluster that looks like a 1960s racing cockpit reimagined by a watchmaker. Horacio Pagani once said he wanted to make a car that made people feel something, even when it was standing still. He succeeded. This is not a transportation device. This is a 2,685-pound statement about what human beings are capable of when they refuse to accept limitations. If you made it this far, you already know you care about more than just cars. You care about craft, about obsession, about work that only gets done when someone cares more about the result than the process of getting there. Hit subscribe right now. Next week, we're going inside the Pagani factory, and what they let cameras film in there will change the way you think about what a car can be. Drop a comment below. Is the Huayra the greatest hypercar ever made? Or is there something that deserves that title more? I read every single one.